So Donald Trump Jr.'s new book, titled Triggered, has apparently hit the bestseller list for the New York Times. So that led to a little bit of celebratory tweeting on the part of Trump the Younger. In fact, here's the tweet. He said, I dedicated Triggered to the deplorables, and you guys made it number one. Let's do it again at the voting booth in November. You're the best. MAGA. Okay, whatever. Now, before you MAGA guys, pop the tops in your natty light, spray each other down like you're participating in some redneck wet t-shirt contest. Sounds very uncomfortable. You might want to consider the fact that it's not the fact that a lot of people are actually buying this book. Now, I'm going to show you an image here, and you're gonna see why I say this. So take a look. So, okay, you see red marks, right? See the cross at the end of the triggered entry. You can see it highlighted in red under, okay? Now, what does that mean? It means that massive bulk buys actually influenced the data, aided in the sales, which means someone out there is buying 200 to 300 copies of the book, maybe more, thousands of copies at a time. Now, who buys generally books in bulk? It's not me. I don't really know even any MAGA supporters that would buy one book, let alone 100 or 1,000. So they don't exactly strike me as the kind of people who read books. But anyway, now who buys them in bulk? Well, of course, it'd be organizations like the Trump campaign and the Republican National Committee. In fact, the Republican National Committee had announced last week that it was giving away signed copies to people who donated at least $50 to the group. So that you can say, hey, I gave $50 to Republicans, and all I got was this lousy book and the eternal shame of being a moron. Not surprisingly, there are a lot of Twitter users that pointed out this supposed success of Donald Trump Jr.'s, but pointed out the fact that this success, like his father's, not exactly earned. In fact, let me read a couple of those. APB says, good job, little buddy. The bulk buy helped. Dr. W says, all the pet stores, he's got an idea, by the way, all the pet stores bought it. Turns out, cheaper than cat litter. Okay. Others found it ironic that Junior was bragging about being tops in a paper that his dad calls the fake news. Now, Deb says, I thought y'all hated the New York Times, though. Fun. Arc of Devon says, I thought the failing New York Times was a purveyor of fake news. And CC says, it's the failing New York Times. They're fake news. I don't believe anything they print, especially the bestseller list. All right. So, look, that's fun, right? So, what this is, it's the campaign, it's the RNC, it's the publisher, all buying these books. And we saw the same thing happening with Hillary's book, which, by the way, Hillary Clinton's book is probably somewhere in the bargain bin, which which will soon be joined by Donald Trump Jr.'s book as well, in that same bargain bin for like $1.99. So pick it up while it's hot, guys. So look, okay, there's about the whole thing about this being in them celebrating it being in the New York Times bestseller list. First of all, obviously it didn't organically get there, right? But there's also a fine level of hypocrisy. Oh, look, I hate the New York Times. They're fake news. Everything they say sucks. They're so against us. They're a lefty rag. Ooh, I'm on the bestseller list. Time to celebrate. Break out the Corbell, guys. We're going to have some fun. What is that? What is that? Now, look, the family the Trump family, like you guys know that they're basically nothing more than attention and money-seeking grifters. And this book, just another part of that grift. But hey, at least he wrote it himself, unlike his dad. Credit where credit is due. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.